What is going on, guys? AYB back in the building. Now today I got a match against Michio. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. He found me on Twitter and he was like, yo, it's OU. I was like, yes, let's do it. Remember, if you do want to get a battle with me, follow me at RUBrownXP. I'm always looking for battles. Let's get right into it. He leads up with Latios while I lead up with my Landorus Therian form. Now, I don't want to take a Specs Draco because a lot of the times these guys are Specs or Life Orb, and Draco would hurt. So I'm going to switch into my Aegis last year, and luckily he does miss. I would have took it pretty well regardless because I am in shield form and I resisted, but this now gives me a perfect chance just to Shadow Ball anything on his team. A free Shadow Ball hit is a great thing, and this Entei is going to be the one receiving it. And I don't really know what kind of Entei it is. A lot of times they are choice banded, but just to play it safe, I'm going to go for the King Shield just to scout out, and as he goes for the Sacred Fire. Now, I'm going to switch into Rotom because Rotom is my defensive wall, and it resists that fire move, but he does get that 30% chance to burn me, which is actually pretty good for him because it forces me to go for rest a little bit earlier than I need to. He's going to switch out into his Clefable, and I don't know, I think I kind of have a fairy weakness, kind of, but I really don't have anything to take out fairies. I do have my Scizor here, but I figured he'd want to switch out and not take a bullet punch to the face, so I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I go for the U-turn, which it's not a bad play at all because I really thought he would just stay in, but I switch out and I'm going to go back into my Rotom because I don't really know what he wants to do, as he shows me he has the Flamethrower. So this is kind of telling me that he's probably 3 attacks plus Moonlight, and this is not something you want to mess around with. I'm going to go for the rest here because I know he's going to go for the Moonlight just to recover his own HP because he figured I'd probably go for the Hydro Pump or the Volt Switch, and it just, you know, it was really beneficial for both ends just to get their HP up, and it was just a dead turn race, basically. I did use up my Chesto, which kind of comes into play a little bit later. I'm going to Volt Switch out. I'm going to go back into my Scizor because I figured he's not going to go for a Flamethrower, but he goes for the Calm Mind. Now, looking at this, I'm like, you know what? This is not something I want to really have to deal with later on, so I'm going to just go right for the Bullet Punch as he switches out and goes to Entei because I'm not going to make that mistake twice. Now, this Entei is losing a lot of health, though, so it's drastically coming down in HP, which is great. Here, he's going to switch out and predict my Rotom Wash to come in, which is really good. It was the kind of obvious play, but now he does have that switch. I'm going to stay in because I know he's not going to go for the Bullet Seed, but he's going to go for the Spore, and this is where like the Chesto would have came into play because I could have just Will-O-Wisp it. It's perfectly fine though because I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go back into my Scizor because Scizor is going to eat up whatever he wants to go for. These Bullet Seeds going to do absolutely nothing, and Breloom, a lot of the times they carry like Mach Punch, and he reveals it here, or like Focus Punch, and I know I could take it because I am defensive bulky. I go for the U-turn and it does a pretty good amount. I figured it would do, yeah, I figured it would do about that range. And I'm going to switch back into my Aegis Slash because it can't really touch me. And he's going to predict that, and he's going to go right into his Entei, which he's predicting me left and right, but I guess I'm making obvious plays. And oh wow, no, what am I saying? That's right. I brought out the Aegis Slash on his Breloom, I'm sorry, and I got that free Shadow Ball once again. So now I'm going to play the obvious game because last time he knew that I was going to do it. So this time I thought playing the obvious game he wouldn't think I would, which I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to switch out into my Landorus here. I'm going to go for the U-turn just to kill this Breloom off. I figured he's gonna, if I bring in Rotom, he's gonna bring in Breloom, so I'm gonna double switch to Landorus, and it worked out really well. So there's a lot of predictions in this game going on, and it was a really good game because of that. He's gonna go back into Clefable here, and I'm gonna just U-turn out. I don't want to take a Moonblast because I feel like Greninja is, because it's so fast and it hits hard, it's gonna be valuable later on in the game, and I figured the Moonblast is kind of the obvious play that he's got to go for. So going into my Azumarill, Azumarill takes it pretty well. I can't be mad at that at all. And I figured he would switch. I don't know why I thought he would stay in. I didn't really had a reason, but I guess this is it. Because I go for the knock off the Life Orb. And then I thought, yeah, he's definitely going to switch out this time. But nope, he still stays in, and I go for a knockoff. And that's kind of bad, but I also need this Azumarill for the Entei. And I need the Azumarill for that Manectric if I get it low enough. He's gonna predict the switch to Scizor, which is, dang, that was a big play. That was a huge play, which is good. But he had nothing to lose by going for Flamethrower, and I could just bring in Landorus. I know I can take a few Moonblasts, so I can go for the Earthquake and just knock it out. And luckily it does work out for me. He's gonna switch out here, and I know that Latios is coming in. So I go for the U-turn and hit this Latios with a good amount of damage. So Now I could bring in the Greninja. Like I said earlier, having Greninja was like a key play for this Latios because I outspeed it and I could hit it with a Dark Pulse and take out the Latios, because otherwise leaving a Latios running around and not controlling that thing, it's going to be problematic because those Specs Dracos hurt, man. They hurt a lot. He's going to go into his Empoleon. He's going to put up the rocks, and I'm going to go into my Rotom here. I figured this is a good opportunity just to really burn some turns of sleep. And luckily I do wake up and just knock this Clefable out. Again, it wasn't really a good play in my head, or what I did, because if I did stay asleep, he would have moonlit up, and that would have been pretty bad. But luckily I do wake up, hit the Volt Switch, and knock it out. Now I'm going to go into Landorus, just get the lefties back up, and he's going to go into his Manectric. I'm going to scout for the HP Ice. I know a lot of them like to carry it, but sometimes I've seen HP Grass, so you know, just to really scout, I'm going to go into Rotom Wash, and he does go for the HP Ice, so that's good to know that he has it. And obviously, you know, after Mega Evolving, he's going to outspeed almost everything on my team. So this is where that Azumarill is going to kind of come into play. I'm going to leave Rotom Wash in here, obviously, because I know I could take one Thunderbolt. I don't take it well, Avi, but I know I could take one. I go for the Hydro Pump, and luckily I don't miss, and he Volt Switches out. I'm going to go back into Empoleon, and I'm going to go into my Aegislash. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to my Landorus. Now, this is a huge turn. I know the way to victory will be if I put up rocks, I can start Aqua Jetting with my Choice Banded Azumarill, right? I'm obviously going to sack my Landorus here, and that will be that. I'm going to go into my Aegislash, and he reveals that he has a Defog, and I really should have saw that coming as well, because I think nowadays it's kind of standard to run Defog on Empoleon, and that's a huge play, because I thought at that point I kind of won this game, because Stealth Rock damage on Manectric and Entei will allow me to just Aqua Jet and kill both, ensuring the win no matter what. The speed ties are going into play here. It's not huge at all, but I get the Sacred Sword and knock it out. So here I basically kind of want to keep my Aegislash around just for the Shadow Sneak priority, just in case for the Manectric, if let's say Aqua Jet didn't kill. Here he does miss a Sacred Fire, but he crits me on the E-Speed. I did do the calc, and if he didn't crit me on the E-Speed and he hit me with a Sacred Fire, I would have actually survived both. So it's not a huge play that he missed it, but this will now let me bring in my Azumarill. He does the smart play and brings in the Manectric because they intimidate, but Aqua Jet does actually kill without the Stealth Rock. So I kind of underestimated Azumarill there, because even at -1, Aqua Jet did kill, but that is huge power plus, you know, stab plus the Choice Band. So that will be game. I did upload the first ever part of the LP Pokemon Emerald Randomizer, the Nuzlocke series, up earlier. Link in the description. Check that out. Leave some feedback. I would love to hear from you guys. As always, follow me on Twitter at RUBrownXP. I'm gonna be waiting for you guys to tweet me to get letters for Fun Friday. Remember, tweet me a letter and I will make that Pokemon, and then we'll make a team out of it for this Friday's upload. So as always, Team AYB all day, every day, 2 times on Sunday.